Hi, I'm Kathy Callow-Heusser. I'd like to talk to you about an idea I have for improving internet access by increasing the readability of websites. But first, let's talk about how Mark Zuckerberg and others are funding worldwide internet access. Mark Zuckerberg has an ambitious plan to connect the whole world through the internet. He believes that internet access can eradicate extreme poverty, and in fact, his Internet.org website talks about how he's connecting the whole world. But nowhere on that site does it talk about the literacy levels of the people throughout the world. We've known for a long time that worldwide literacy is a problem. In 2000, the United Nations developed the Millennium Development Goals, with eradicating extreme poverty and hunger as their first goal, but achieving universal primary education as their second goal. We know that world literacy rates vary substantially by country, in part because years of schooling vary around the world. Sub-Saharan Africa, Northern Africa, and Southern Asia have some of the lowest literacy rates in the world. Yet because we focus so hard on primary age literacy skills, adult literacy has been left behind. When adults are asked, "Can you read and write a simple sentence?" many of them say no. As you can imagine, being able to write a short, simple sentence about everyday life does not necessarily help one access the internet, read a text, or learn more about a medical condition. In fact, the worldwide literacy gap between the young and old is extreme. In many countries throughout the world, the adult literacy rate is less than 50%. As a U.S. citizen, I might assume the U.S. does better, right? Yet the U.S. ranked 16th out of 23 top-performing countries in adult literacy. So why does that matter? Well, there's many implications of poor reading skills. In the U.S., 3 out of 4 people on welfare can't read. 3 out of 5 people in American prisons can't read. 85% of juvenile offenders in the U.S. have problems with reading. 20% of Americans read below the level needed to earn a living wage. Illiteracy costs American taxpayers an estimated $20 billion each year. If people can't read well, it's hard to access the internet. And how does the internet help people? There are internet tools available to give you more information about website readability. In fact, there's also tools to help decrease the reading level of a website. When you use the Rewordify website, here's what you get. Notice how readable this passage is. We want to build a tool better than anything we can find on the web to increase web readability. This tool would be configurable so individuals could use the components that best met their needs. Some of the evidence-based practices for increasing readability and decreasing reading load include the things that we have listed here. Here's some of those strategies applied to the diabetes passage we saw earlier. Notice how much less intimidating it would be to tackle this even if you didn't know all the words. Other strategies that increase readability include substituting synonyms for long or challenging words, provide a user-friendly definition or a link to a dictionary, give the word in another language, or translate a passage. Additional features of the app include the ones listed here. We hope to make this open source tool available in a variety of ways. So why am I, a software engineer and app developer, qualified to develop an app to increase readability of information on the internet? For many years, I worked with Alan Hoffmeister, a professor of special education at Utah State University. He adapted the Southwest Regional Lab's beginning reading program and updated it with current research-based strategies for teaching and learning to create the Reading for All Learners beginning reading program. Years later, I worked with Andrew Hoffmeister, Dr. Hoffmeister's son, at Academic Success for All Learners, the distributors of the Reading for All Learners beginning reading program. We wrote a proposal to the National Science Foundation to obtain a Small Business Innovation Research Grant. With that funding, we turned the beginning reading program into apps available on iOS, Android, and Kindle devices. Those apps incorporated the newest reading research as well as additional practice and assessments. From 2004 through 2012, I worked as the external evaluator for the Bureau of Indian Education's Reading First and BIE Reads initiatives. We provided technical assistance to 86 BIE schools throughout the U.S. to improve reading and math instruction and data use for planning instruction. At Betterment Labs, our team is ready to build the web readability tool. At Betterment Labs, we build apps to better lives.